Love horror movies. Absolutely love horror
Halloween?
movies. Great film.
Seen them all?
Is it Halloween 3 is one of my personal favourites. Great films.
Really?
Yeah, really good films.
The reason I asked you that, Eggsy, is because it doesn't matter how much you raise or donate, every penny counts. One horror movie fan on the Clean Peninsula is, as we speak, in the middle of a fundraising movie marathon. To give you a clue, the film's all about a scary bloke called Jason. Let's go live to our reporter, Brendan Williams. Morning, Brendan.
Morning, Jason. And as if one scary bloke called Jason wasn't enough to cope with, the man I'm with now has to deal with 12 back-to-back. I'm with Arfon Jones at his home in Nevin, and he's just over 2.5 hours into his movie marathon. And the films he's watching, well, if the evil Jason character clue wasn't enough, just think of today's date, Friday the 13th. Arfon is watching all 12 episodes of the Friday the 13th franchise back-to-back. You might be able to hear it in the background. He started at 9 o'clock this morning, and we're now in the middle of part 2. Not everybody's cup of tea, Arfon, certainly not mine. So how did you come up with this idea?
It's an idea I've had for some time. And then when I found out that Children Need was on Friday the 13th, I thought, well, this is my excuse to do it. So that's where I got the idea.
It's coming up for midday now. When will you finish this marathon?
I'm working out at about 3 o'clock in the morning, thereabouts. I
hope you got plenty of popcorn.
Absolutely.
Now, you are a horror fan, but you haven't seen all these films before. Based on what you've seen so far, is this going to be torture, or are you actually enjoying it?
I'm sure I'll start to feel the strain about 11 o'clock tonight, but so far so good.
And your wife and daughter, they're out all day, leaving you alone to your marathon. Do they think you're mad?
They've always thought I'm mad, but I suppose this is just another example of the madness they have to endure.
And your daughter's only 13, so you'll have to keep her well out of the way of this one.
Yeah, she's had strict instructions to keep out of the room for the rest of the day.
And the burning question, how much have you actually raised for this so far?
We're just under 250 at the moment, but hopefully we'll get a lot more by the end of the day.
And you might actually go for the 24-hour mark as well. You've got a documentary to watch at the end.
Assuming I'm still awake at that point, I might just push the envelope and try and make 24 with it.
Well, nearly £250. That is brilliant, Arfon. Really fantastic. Well done. You've got a long way to go, so I'll let you get back to the film, and we'll hand back to the other, slightly less sinister Jason in the studio.
Yeah, although Eggsy here in the studio, Brendan, would disagree. Dressed as Buzz Lightyear, it does look weird, doesn't it?
Yeah, everything about this is I just don't know what's going on. It's like a horrific nightmare.
I just caught a glimpse of myself through the glass, and I do look weird.
Yeah, and I'm not going to contest that. I mean, look at me. I can't really say much myself. Can I dressed as a cowboy sat next to a spaceman discussing?
We should just say as well, you know a lot about movies and horror movies as well.
Yeah.
Big difference between Friday the 13th and Halloween.
Yes, that was our producer's fault. Yeah. You know, I blame that on the producer.
Never blame the producers, but there we are.
But yeah, Halloween, completely different to Friday the 13th. A massive Friday the 13th marathon going on there.
Yeah.
There is a point where those films you will just need to turn them. He's going to go until 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could do. I mean, I like a good horror film, but
yeah.
I think by the time the Friday the 13th films, I think at one point they involve Freddy Krueger. By the time Freddy Krueger comes into
does he make an appearance?
Yeah, I think it's Freddy versus Jason, and it's something.
Yes,
and it's just like, come on now, that's just. And then there's one in space. I think there's even one set in probably Bradford or something like that. They just running out of ideas quite badly by the end, you know. So, yeah.
Okay, Eggsy, can you stay with me until about 12 o'clock?
I'd love to stay here because I'm not stepping outside of the studio in these clothes.
More movie chat to come.
Great stuff.
And more Children in Need Pudsey chat to come as well. Nearly 2,500 projects in the UK currently being supported by the money you raise for Children in Need. And our reporter Tracy Cardwell is in Wrexham now with another organisation supporting